Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. I'm here with Zinnia. Say hello, Zin.
Hello, Zin.
We're going to be talking about quickly what's this week in Star Citizen, although that's mainly going to be me monologuing. And then we're going to talk about some expectations of Alpha 3.17. That's the one we're on now, going to be on. When could we have it? Is there going to be a wipe? Rivers, they were unexpected, or River. And then some of the features there and anything else sneaky we might see appear. So, this week in Star Citizen, it's the week beginning the 7th of March.
Yes.
Today's the 8th, so, what happened on Monday? I don't know. It's Tuesday now. Tuesday, we've got a lore and narrative post on Tapachi? Tapachi? I don't know how to say this word. An armour manufacturer that symbolises the adventurous spirit. And we've seen them previously. Cloud Imperium have talked about them very, very briefly. Wednesday, they're putting up a Squadron 42 monthly report on the website that we've already looked at. It was in the newsletter last week. We've done a summary of that. Go check out our videos on the monthly reports. Thursday, we have a new Inside Star Citizen with a locations-based sprint report, as well as taking a look at the Miss Calais, the first of the Hull series with its expanding cargo grid in Alpha 3.17. And then we also have Friday, there is a Star Citizen Live with a VFX Q&A. That's on the Star Citizen Twitch at 4 p.m. UTC. Don't know when the gameplay feature, the other Q&A that was rescheduled from a couple of weeks ago, I don't know when that's going to land yet, but they will tell us it is supposed to be turning up at some point. Now, let's move on to some more podcasty things, some expectations for Alpha 3.17. So hello, Zin.
Hi.
When are you expecting, what's a good time to expect Alpha 3.17 for? Is it like, can we expect testing potentially by the end of next week, do you think?
I mean, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but do you think that's possible to have Evocati by the end of next week? Does that sound reasonable, or is that far too early?
I think it's reasonable. Like, it's not a massive patch, so they can't be working on it that much.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not as content heavy as 3.18. I do think there are some big parts of it. Okay, so I'm thinking that we could have a live build by the end of March, but it's more likely to be open PTU at the end of March. And that's just historically, that's what's happened for the last few patches. That sort of makes sense. Are you expecting it to be reasonably delayed for a live build, like into April? Do you think that's just sort of part and parcel now of the patches?
Yeah, I think so. Unfortunately, they seem to never be able to hit their deadlines anymore. That's why they don't like deadlines.
Yeah, well, it's not really deadlines anymore. They are targets now. They're basically going to look. We want to make sure the patches are in a state where they're playable. We have them targeted for here, but it's the length of time it takes to get the patch actually out in your hands is based on the amount of time that we need to have it in testing in that PTU phase, because, well, we don't know it's going to be live at the end of March if the PTU phase is going to take another extra 2 weeks to get the patch into a more stable state. And I'm happy with that. And I think most regular Star Citizen players and backers are happier with a patch that is not entirely broken like we've had it in days past, or years past, I suppose. So, do you think there's the possibility, or at least strong possibility, of a wipe with 3.17?
I hope not.
So I'm talking about persistence wipe for anyone that doesn't know. So obviously they wipe your character, data, whatever. So just you have to remake the way your character looks. And that's going to be a good thing, because 3.17 should have some new customizable facial features and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. There will probably be a character, like, visual wipe.
Almost always is anyway. So
Yeah. But so people can make use of, hopefully, the new DNA head texture stuff.
Mm-hmm.
However, you need to remember they've also split up the persistence as well. So you've got your reputation, your items, and something else. I can't remember what it was. So they can wipe things individually. Yeah,
you've got your items, you've got your monies, so merits and FUMC. And the reputation all split up into their own sort of microservices now, as they sort of push towards better databases and the persistent streaming tech and server meshing and all this sort of like hot buzzwords, which keep on changing. But yeah, Zin's right with that. So they may wipe certain things and not other things, and they will wipe as necessary. However, I am not expecting anything to actually be fully wiped other than your character, the way they look. In 3.17. Now, that might not be accurate. We don't know for sure. I certainly don't know for sure. Do you think that's the probability there's in as well?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why they need to wipe more than that, really.
Yeah, me neither. But as Cloud Imperium have said, they will wipe as and when they need. So maybe there is something that we don't know about, or maybe they want to test something. Obviously, there is a possibility that they're going, well, now we're going to have the expanded selling of FPS items. We actually need to add values to all these FPS items that then need to be in a database, so we have to wipe the database. There could be something like that. So just be aware that inventories are almost certainly going to be a thing that they will look at wiping in the future, so they could do it for 3.17. We'll have to wait and see. River. Were you surprised by River?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought it was something that was... because when they first did the Inside Star Citizen on it, I think it was like last year before maybe, it seemed like it was something that they wanted to do, but was never going to be that important.
Well, I think there's been so much hype and so much love for the idea of rivers and roads.
Yeah, there was a lot of people going, when rivers?
Yeah, I mean, so Star Citizen's planetary tech, it's spaceships and planet tech that people love about Star Citizen largely. Like, that's some of the most hype things. It's very pretty looking. These planets look amazing. They're huge. The spaceships are really cool and beautiful. And anything to do with, like, planet tech where people go, oh, wow, you're making the planets look better. You're adding rivers. You're adding roads. This is going to be part of the procedurally assisted generation. I think that does generally get people sort of excited. Even if it is just a single river on Microtech for 3.17, that is a lot more than I expected. This is another thing. Like, do you think Cloud Imperium should name major rivers and landmarks and locations? Like this is called this, or do you think it should be left down to the players? Or
no, I think CI should do it personally. At least major ones.
On explored planets, on major built-up planets, definitely. I think.
Yeah.
They want to have these stuff pre-named because Microtech would have named the Microtech River whatever they would have named it. But I agree with you on that. But it maybe some stuff like on Pyro or in like newly discovered star systems. Maybe players should be able to name this stuff somehow. Obviously players can name it whatever they want, and it's just enforced in their heads. So it might become known as something else. But it's like the idea of people discovering and naming things. It just gets me in the exploration spirit.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But I'm not sure if the game could support that. I mean, it probably could support that. They've got all of the time and money in the world. But is it something they'd want to support? Is it something that people would want? How would it actually be displayed? Could they just do something with the UI? I know I'm just massively theory crafting here now, Zin. You're like, well, he's gone super off script if you want to do a quick little video.
Sorry, I'll just cut it out.
So with those rivers, it's not just they're adding rivers, which will run from the mountains to hopefully the sea, as most rivers would. But we're going to be able to actually go underwater in both the sea and the river in 3.17. So that's cool. I mean, it's going to be pretty basic. You have to have your helmet on. You can walk into the water, blah, 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 blah. And we're also going to be able to hover over the water using our hover bikes. I don't think there's any words in from CIG whether or not our ships will explode if we try and take them underwater or not.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I know. I haven't heard what they've said on that.
The other, sorry, just to interrupt, the other thing as well is obviously they haven't developed the sea that much, really. How deep is it? Because we've never really been able to know. They've said that they haven't done a polish pass on the sea, so there's some bits down there, but it's not going to be great. But you will be able to explore it. And yeah, that's a really good point. How deep is the sea? We don't know. I suspect very shallow. Yeah, because initially it's just there for looks. Mm-hmm. Like all the bodies of water on, I think it's Hurston. Are they all waist height? I don't know. Oh yeah, fair point. Because you go in so far, you would just die, wouldn't you? So yeah. And they suppose they don't need to. One of the other things is that obviously at the moment they can't do extreme cliff faces with the tech yet. They're building into that. I think Stego Canyon says otherwise. Yes, some Stego Canyon and other bugs say otherwise, where people have gone, this is amazing, this is cool what they've done there, this is really weird, a weird natural wonder. No, that's a bug. Well, all natural wonders in the world are bugs.
It's a really interesting one, but yeah, I'm expecting the sea to be pretty shallow at the moment because they don't have. Well, it's going to be inverted mountains. It's going to be inverted mountains under the sea, basically, and that sort of stuff. It's more of what we've got with water there as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that and what underwater gameplay we will eventually have. They do have swimming planned. They do have some underwater exploration and missions and stuff planned for the future, but that is not yet in 3.17. It is very basic, but it is a lot more than I expected, which is cool. We've also got the selling of stuff. Now, is this going to make you strip people naked and steal all the loot in areas and really search around for loot? Or do you just not care that much about the expanded sellings in? Is it not going to affect the way you play much?
I'm unsure whether the margin of selling is going to be enough.
But okay, let me give this.
I don't feel like I'm going to make that much money from it.
Yeah, but we want to do medical rescue gameplay, yeah?
Yes.
We turn up, someone's paid us to be there, we go over to rescue him, we strip them naked first as our little tip, yeah? Then we get them up.
Well, I would strip them naked first, just as you can't then get up and shoot me.
As a precaution, as well.
Yes.
Perfect. We're on the same page then. We're going to be great. But yes, I'm actually quite excited for selling stuff. It is going to be, what is the margin? How much money can you make from that? Is it very little?
How profitable?
Yeah. And how fiddly and easy is it to do the gameplay mechanic? Like, where does this loot have to be? Does it have to be on me? If it has to be on me, that's annoying. Can it be in my ship's cargo grid? That's a little bit better. How easy is it detected in my ship's cargo grid? I suppose I could just put it in my ship's inventory, which is probably where you'd keep it. Okay, no, yeah, I'm quite excited for that. It's interested to see how that sort of works. Refueling, so Starfarer. Now, I think there's a worry with refueling is that when Cloud Imperium talked about attaching yourself to the Starfarer and refueling with quantum and hydrogen fuel, is that the first iteration might not have quantum markers for when people ask for fuel, which would be a bit annoying if it's not enforced with the contract system, because you'd have to. I suppose you could just party with the person and then travel to them. So maybe it's not as sort of fiddly as I was expecting, but you'll have to, if they haven't got an enforced system, you'll have to see people in chat going, "Please help, I am here."
Yeah, I think my worry with it is how safe is it going to be?
You're going to get pirated constantly by people going,
yeah.
"Lol." Yeah.
Like, oh, I need fuel. I don't. It's my Starfarer now.
Yeah, but that's the worst that they could do. They could blow you up or try and steal your Starfarer. But there's nothing in it for them if they blow it up.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's content, isn't it?
Apart from the lols.
Yeah, it's the lols. I think that is a legitimate worry for people. And we're certainly going to see some videos and some people doing that. I'm not sure how widespread that would be. I think when all the systems are built up a lot more and you can sort of give people star ratings and things like that, then it's going to happen a lot.
Yeah, like Ubers.
Yeah, it's player star rep and actual rep. They are obviously building up the reputation system. That's something that we might see in 3.17 as well. We do know they're building up for at least 3.18, but there's lots of invisible and behind the scenes things that they're doing for reputation for 3.17. I think that once they have deeper reputation in game, you're not going to be able to get away with things like that more than once. It'll be interesting to see how that all sort of plays out. Now, there's a few other little bits. There's clinics and things like that also come into 3.17 and the Scorpius and mining gadgets. We're looking forward to mining gadgets to an extent, but is there anything else beyond that, Zin? Anything sneaky that you think might turn up in a 3.17 patch? New ships? New vehicles?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really been paying that much attention to the unannounced ships on the progress tracker.
Well, I suppose there's not much to be able to pay attention to that other than we're expecting at some point, mobile refinery ship, if that's not the Starfarer being updated.
We know the Starfarer will be getting updated.
Yeah, indeed. And for 3.17. But there's also the possibility of a smaller, or at least a different mobile refinery ship, as that's its focused role, which could be something for 3.17 or the future. And obviously, Cloud Imperium are working on a few other ships and vehicles and variants, which they will reveal at some point. So 3.17 could see that. Do you think we'll see any new missions tied to rivers or refueling or anything like that? Or do you, or expanding out on anything else, or
I don't think so. I mean, they've already said that there won't be much to rivers. There's basically going to be a river. You have to find it yourself, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, more trees by the river and harvestables, but yes, I see what you mean. There's no other associated gameplay we're expecting with rivers. Okay, I think that's fair. I mean, I'm hoping to see a few other little missions and extras. We could see a new event, like Xenothreat type event, maybe something entirely new. We know that Cloud Imperium have been working on a few event things, and we're just not sure when they're turning up or exactly what they are. And I think 3.17 is a fine testing ground for that, because it's not a super complex patch or anything. It is going to be the first time they've branched the game off properly since 3.15, because 3.16 was effectively a branch of 3.15, 3.15.2 or 3.15.3, whatever you want to call what we have now. So that's an interesting one. We'll see more instability in the game, or some more bugs. Maybe. I'm hoping for a more stable one over a less stable one, but we don't know. And we do know that Cloud Imperium have been working on the Gen 12 renderer and some networking tech and stuff, but Gen 12 renderer stuff, as they sort of plod towards Vulkan, should make the game more performant and more scalable across more hardware. So higher frame rates equal more good.
Yes.
But I think that's probably all that 3.17 is going to offer us this time.
Currently.
Yeah, there could be some more stuff that we don't know about yet. I am hoping that we start to see Evocati testing by the end of next week, and that we see an open PTU by the end of March, and I'm very excited for that. Me and Zin have our birthdays at the end of the March, and we're going to be taking a couple of days off at least, because we're also going to our mates' stag do, hen do.
Hen don't.
Stagette do. So thank you very much for watching. It's very appreciated. Hope you enjoy Alpha 3.17. Please tell us in the comments below what you think, what you're expecting to see 3.17. Do you think it's going to be out soon, or it's going to take ages? Anything sneaky that you're expecting to see? Do you think we're off the mark with anything? And thank you very much for watching. Say goodbye, Zin.
Goodbye, Zin.
Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. I am French and sophisticated. I am also French and also sophisticated. Let us go on a date. Neither of these people are French or sophisticated. It was me doing a funny voice, as well as showing the horrors of dating online and what happens if you accidentally catfish yourself with 2 of your own accounts. But French people don't talk like that even. No one does. NordVPN can make you appear to be in France, but it doesn't make you French, as I've now found out. It can be used to improve security or give you more accessibility to the internet. I can watch all my favourite shows. Get yourself NordVPN today in the links below and maybe be a better version of yourself. Now that's shilling for you. Every month we have a Star Citizen ship giveaway, and March is no different. We have a Crusader Industries Mercury Star Runner. This multi-crew, multi-role, cargo and data running ship is my favourite ship in the game. It has loads of little smuggling holes. It's got a good amount of armament. It can do a little bit of everything in the game at the moment. To be in for a chance of winning it, just comment on any of my videos made during March. More details in the description below. Please consider liking, subscribing, and potentially even clicking that join button under my videos to help further support the channel. Share the videos around with your friends and family. You'll occasionally get exclusive videos, posts, and polls that help influence the channel, along with emotes and badges to show your support. It really does help. There's also a Patreon and direct donations tool for those inclined. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you have a great March 2022!